It's no one's responsibility to believe in you. See, early on in my professional career, no one could tell me I couldn't be great. I was proficient and consistent with my training. I woke up at 4 a.m. I trained from 4:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. Went to work from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. From 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. I trained again. I would go home, cook dinner for my 5 boys, help them with their homework, hang out with my wife for a little bit, then I would head to class from 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. I was in class. I was in grad school. I barely slept. I barely slept for 8 years straight. So when people tell me they can't do what they're passionate at because of work, school, and other commitments, I have a hard time accepting it because I know it's possible. We put limits on ourselves a lot of times by not believing in ourselves. The mind's a powerful thing if we only use it in the right way. But the first thing we gotta do, we gotta allow self-belief to flow clearly through our minds by not expecting no one to believe in you. Like I said earlier, it's no one's responsibility to believe in you. Never listen to the doubters and critics because they haven't walked your journey. I'm gonna give you a real life example of the first time I listened to the doubters and non-believers what happened to me. My last fight as a mixed martial artist was not too long ago. I trained extremely hard for the fight. Just like any other fight, the only difference was I was an extremely big underdog going into the fight. I knew I was better than my opponent. I wanted to prove it to the world. I looked up every prediction and they all said I was gonna lose. Some days I would go online, I would read articles about the fight, which pretty much said that there was no way I was gonna win. After reading the articles, I would go train. No matter what time of the day it was, even if I had already trained 2 or 3 times that day, I would go train again. I wanted to prove to everyone that doubted me that I was better, so I trained harder than I ever did in my life. Some days I felt like I was completely overtrained. I was exhausted. Going into the bout, I felt great early on. After the first couple minutes, I was doing good. And then my opponent reversed me and got into a dominant position. He started winning the fight. In the back of my mind, all I could think about is this guy's extremely good. I can't get him off me. It never dawned on me that something could have been going wrong. After the second round, my coach threw in a towel to stop the fight. He said I wasn't responding. I didn't look like myself. After the fight, I laid on the mat. My coach said, "Robert, get up." I just looked at him. I laid there. He said, "Robert, come on, get up. You need to shake this guy's hand. You need to show some respect." I just laid there again, and I looked up and I said, "I can barely move." So then I was carried out the ring. I was placed on a stretcher. I was rushed to the hospital. At the hospital, they ran all kinds of tests on me. They asked me to urinate in the cup. Once I urinated in the cup, my urine was black. I knew something was wrong. The doctor came back in. He said, "Your kidneys failed, and your heart is extremely enlarged." I said, "My kidneys failed? How could this be? I was in great shape. How could this be?" She said, "You got a condition called rhabdomyolysis. Your muscles completely failed due to overtraining, and they start breaking down. The fibers of your muscles break down. It all flushes through your kidneys, which then clogs your kidneys and resulted in them failing. Your heart is working extremely hard because of this." Then the doctor came back in, said, "You could have died." I said, "What? I could have died?" Right at that moment, I knew why I was in the hospital for the first time in my 30-fight career. And it was because I overtrained my body, listened to others' expectations of failure. Like I said earlier, it's no one's responsibility to believe in you.